morning everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, on this absolutely dreadful day, you see I'm hiding from the rain, we've come to Cornwall at War Museum. So they're very insistent you've got to drive through the red gates before you park, because there's another little bit of a museum out the front there. I don't know what it is. So after you come through the red gates, there's a little bit of a car park, and apparently 95% of this is inside. So let's go in and take a look at what's here. Some nice stuff in this gift shop. Models, cups, signs and books.
I know where you are.
So as you can see, there's 20 different buildings in this place, and you just make your way around them. And room number 1 is a little bit of a cinema, so we'll skip that one and go straight into room number 2 by here. They're much bigger than you'd expect. I mean, that's my hand. These grenades are fairly big. Watch the guardsman on your way. Have you got your gun, Evie?
Yeah.
Are you armed and dangerous?
Hold on.
Oh.
Oh, toilet. Should I do that here, Evie? That's a war sound. Do you know they used to set that off when the bombs were coming? That's how you know to get out under cover. That's the sound it used to make. I don't know. She's an evacuee.
So this is one of their shops. What would have been? Obviously it's just a little mock-up. Nothing like popping down the Co-op or Sainsbury's these days, is it?
That's right, we will know.
God, the amount of stuff they've got in here. Must have took an awful lot of collecting.
Some of the phones that when we were fighting back.
Control the reading, over.
That's those in an aeroplanes, right?
Why do they have guns?
Because they're going to shoot people up in the sky.
Oh, that's what they must have had on there.
Yeah.
Look, this is what they must have had to use this on tomorrow.
I didn't even see that up there as I walked in. Into building number 4, 5 and 6 now.
Oh, somebody down done it.
Right, you got rid of the folders then.
Yeah, that's
This is
17.
technically my
Little field kitchen.
That's the submarine one,
It's a child game.
well, it wasn't a little for adults, wasn't it? We're only in 4 yet.
A bit of a beast, this one.
So this is maybe 6 here.
Yes.
And that's 4 and that's 5. And then over there, 7, 8, 9. Oh, World War II! Mum! World War II's over here.
Yeah.
This is World War II. Which is what they use.
I don't know how they got all this stuff. There's just so much here. So that is apparently an anti-ship missile. And some old wartime generators. Probably work better than some of today's modern ones. I mean, obviously I can't show you all of this writing, or it'll be an hour long of me panning across information boards. Some old equipment down on the floor down here. Fair play, there's some amazing things here, especially if you want to stop and read everything and read all about it. Like I've said before, I don't know how they've got so much equipment in such a small place.
Where's
It's a small stumpy bit of ammunition there. As soon as you come through this door, I think you've been had.
It's not like it.
think it's a bit impossible to film everything around here. So I think this is supposed to be a bit of a trench mock-up. All from a World War I battlefield. All these bits by here. I mean, it is quite dark in here. I have got the light on so you can actually see.
So as not to time to come up, the British were to advance under a creeping barrage. The artillery would increase their range as the troops moved forward. The wire was expected to be broken up and not impede progress. Bearing in mind that this was a new and untested army, and on a massive scale, it was
Probably the best place you'll ever find on any base. My chief door opener.
Oh, this is their home that they went to when the bomb happened.
Well, I'll tell you something for nothing. I wouldn't want to be the one who had to paint all these.
Wow.
What chance did you have on a battlefield against machine guns up on a hill in a bunker? Anybody need the doctor? I wouldn't recommend it these days, Brian.
Like what I am. You're making a water bladder.
It's you.
I can breathe underwater. That's basically me. Because I am like that. Oh, they made the fish hanging with like invisible webs.
They found all this under the sea, though, baby.
I know. I could have got eaten, but I didn't.
Flying fish.
As you can see, it's very wet and very windy today, but this museum is actually on the site of a former RAF base. I would have loved to have got the drone up and had a look around for you today, but I don't really fancy losing my drone, which I most definitely would. You can actually go for a walk around the old airfield and have a look around all of the old buildings, and on certain days of the week they actually do tours around the old airfield where volunteers from this museum take you around and tell you all about it. A Portsmouth Aviation weapon loading trolley. I only know that from the sign on it. Well, I've just walked into building number 10, which is the hangar, and let's just say I was not expecting what I saw when I opened this here door. I'll show you. Literally a hangar full of different vehicles. A Mark II Ferret, and my father used to drive one of these exact vehicles when he was in the army, when he was a very much younger boy. But you'll enjoy seeing this. Unfortunately I can't get any closer because the barriers. You just see the engine inside there. Mine's in bad condition. See inside there. I don't think this one's ran for a while. Of course, you got American, this one is. Oh, it's featured in a film, A Bridge Too Far, this one. That's a beast, isn't it? I'll put my torch on now and see if I can see on the inside of this one. There we go. So we got another type of Land Rover. A lightweight Land Rover, this one. And here's another Ferret Scout car, but this one's a Mark 1. The last one I showed you was a Mark 2. The gun in top. It's a shame you can't get closer to these vehicles, but then you fully understand why they do it in museums. You'll have little feral kids, Lisa, running all over them.
When ready, contact tower 124.8.
A Hawker Hunter. The size on it, massive compared to modern jets.
Since the museum opened, we've had some really special days, and this short film is going to just take us through them so that we can share with you some of the real nice people we've had here to see. So the early shots,
of course, I'm not going to miss the opportunity to get up and have a look in the cockpit of this one.
People wanted to know what was happening. We actually opened, it took us 1 year to plan the official opening, which was that. We asked Lieutenant Commander Mills, who was a former War Navy.
So that would have been where the guns were mounted. Like I say, there's some incredible stuff. I know I keep saying it. Look at the size on that. It looks like there's 3 cockpits on this thing. One at the front, middle and back. An RAF tractor. Well, that's not something you knew existed, is it? And different types of cluster bombs by here. I imagine they're dummies, but you never know, do you? And a bloody big tow truck. And everybody knows what this one is. I haven't looked at the sign yet, but I think that's a US Willys Jeep. Let's take a look if there's a sign with a side. There isn't, but it definitely is. So this one is a radar. For my non-British viewers, we used to have many of these all on the street corners around out in public. The Great British Telephone Box. I absolutely did not expect that when I walked in those hangar doors.
Or they might say, sorry.
So this little section's full of what looks like a couple of trainers.
We then go back.
So you know what they would use to train to fly.
Airborne lifeboat. This is 33 feet long and it's built of timber.
No training required to know how to float.
Serious ocean-going boat, but it's too big to go into the bomb bay of an aircraft. So it was fitted up under the fuselage of something like a wing, a twin-engine one. It fits up there, and the airplane takes off.
Building number 12, bear in mind it goes up to building number 20, is the NAFI. or better known as the coffee house. And this, you have to, I think they said, help yourself and make your own coffee and refreshments. And I imagine it's an honesty box to pay.
At around 1:45 AM, the formation enters the first of 3 refueling crammed. The victors begin to pair up to exchange fuel until the receiver's tanks are fully topped up.
Fire hydrant. The drills taught at
All kinds of stuff in that little bit of room.
by the team. To enable them to safely employ the available equipment against the fire. To control it prior to the arrival of the emergency services, or if possible, extinguish it altogether. Next, the water flow through the pipe. Care of maintenance will be the responsibility of dedicated personnel. Therefore, the checking of oil, coolant, fuel levels and the like will not be covered in this video. But the new fire fitters must be trained in how to use the equipment. Two suction hose wrenches, standard water methods in relation to
I think they need to get rid of their COVID 2 weeks ago.
Any of my viewers remember having to keep your bed in this shape? So it looks like we found the party in the officer's mess. It looks like an officer's mess party. Shall I show you? Only proper silverware for the officers. It's no Madam Two Swords, is it? There's a Morrison shelter. So you would have stuck this in your kitchen, got underneath it when the proverbial hit the fan, and you'd be safe inside. And then on to the one everybody knows, the classic Anderson shelter. These fine gentlemen would have been RAF police.
I bet you're counting now.
We have about 5 holes left and then number 6 is 20. He said that's 20.
We just came out of number 16 by there. Now I do apologise if I get a bit of rain on the screen when I turn around. I will try my best to wipe it. So now we go on to the blast shelters. You can really tell that this is on the former RAF base, so hence why these are here. The dividing walls to try and stop the blasts from getting you. You can see, look, right in the middle of a former RAF base. The old railway line running through it. And then this blast shelter, it's exactly the same as the one I just showed you just across the way there. And this bit of building's all about the animals that fought during the war. I just showed you the horses outside. God awful clothing that my father and my grandfather used to tell me used to itch you like mad as soon as you put it on. As you can see, we would have had dogs, all kinds of animals working for the army, the horses, but also we must never forget the pigeons.
Pigeon was in its own individual box, and each one had its own individual parachute. Larger RAF stations had pigeon lofts.
And like I say, there was an awful lot of information dotted around that's just impossible to show you on the video. It would have been far too boring for you. Even for those that are really interested, most people I think would have clicked off in 5 minutes if I just kept showing you a load of writing. So now we're off into the air raid shelter.
In this shelter,
been the emergency escape up by there. So there we go, guys. Thank you for joining me for the Cornwall at War Museum. I do hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment and subscribe. See you guys on the next one. Bye bye for now.